Dana White, the president of the UFC, has recently been caught committing an act of domestic violence against his wife. The media has been largely silent and hasn't really criticized him for it. As a matter of fact, they seem to be covering up for him. But his mom is not giving him a pass. Let's talk about it.
New Year's Eve 2023 in Mexico, UFC President Dana White and his wife Ann brought it all in, but the celebration became physical. The video, obtained and published by TMZ, shows White grabbing his wife's wrist as she tries to walk away and Ann slapping him. Then White open hand slaps his significant other not just once, but twice. It all went down in Cabo San Lucas in the VIP area of El Squid Row. Onlookers separated the pair.
Now, if you look at the media, a lot of media channels are covering up for Dana White. They're saying that this was not domestic violence, but an act of self-defense because his wife did hit him first. Now, one hit in response, maybe you could argue it's self-defense, but he hit her twice in the video. You can see it wasn't just one. One might be a reaction, but two was an intentional thought. So I don't know if you want to call this self-defense. I call it an act of domestic violence. Either way, his mom doesn't seem to want to give him a pass. Now, I want to play a clip from his mom talking about his relationship, and this is 5 years prior to this situation. Keep in mind, when a lot of people report on this situation, like TMZ and a few other organizations, they're trying to make it sound as though this is a first-time phenomenon. He's never done anything like this before. But his mom, in an interview, has spoken on the fact that they've had many quarrels over the years. Mind you, they've been together for 30 years, and it seems like things aren't always as pleasant as they seem. Check out what his mom has to say.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from him for what he's done for MMA and the UFC. I mean, Dana has a high school education and that's it. And I think it's pretty amazing the things he's been able to do with MMA and the UFC. But he's not a good person. He seems to have lost his character somewhere along the way. He mistreats people. It's terrible the way he speaks of women and treats women. That really bothers me because I don't believe I've ever brought him up to behave like that.
It's sad when your own mother is talking down on your character. I mean, that's tough. In this interview, I'm going to play a little bit more, but she also has a perspective on Dana White's marriage that the outside world might not know about. Keep in mind, this interview was held 5 years before this situation with the New Year's beating of his wife. Let's play some more of this clip.
I have a hard time with Dana's marriage, I guess you could call it, because I am a believer. If you're married, and that's it. And if you don't want to be, and you want to be out with other people, then leave the person you're with. Don't make a joke of your marriage. But his marriage is a joke.
These days, people have all types of open relationships and understandings with their significant others and with their spouses. So I'm not judging Dana White for, doing his thing in or outside of a marriage. I don't know the understanding that he has with his wife. That's none of my business. But my thing, the whole reason I'm making this video is just to show the way that the mother looks at him versus the way the media is reporting this. See, a lot of media channels outside of mine are kind of defending Dana White, saying, it was self-defense, he hit her first. But when you listen to the mother's perspective, it sounds like there's a history of this situation going on. And other races, especially the Black Americans, Black race, we don't get passes when we are involved in domestic violence situations. Nobody's giving a blue pass for hitting up Krishan, even though Krishan was supposedly the one that hit him first. That's just one example. Another example is Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is a famous boxer. He just won his first fight of the year, 2023. And they announced that he was accused of hitting his significant other. And then that same fight, they announced that his significant other withdrew her accusation and told everyone that she was lying and she made the whole thing up. So with Black people, even when the woman is lying on you and you haven't hit her, we're still held to a standard. Whereas when there's video evidence of a white man getting into a domestic violence situation, the media is explaining and calling it self-defense. So there's a real hypocrisy, a real double standard in the way domestic violence situations are reported. I want to play one more clip of Dana White's mother, and then we'll close out.
Yeah, he slept with his sister-in-law in my house, which made me absolutely furious. I mean, he goes after any girl he wants and usually gets them. So his wife they're constantly fighting. The honeymoon, she gave him the worst black eye I've ever seen. He nearly lost his eye. So I don't know if that's his way of handling it, but he's gone overboard with handling it.
So you made it all the way to the end of the video, but you haven't hit the like button yet. Come on now. You're cheating me, you're cheating yourself. Go ahead, hit the like button. And while you're at it, you might as well smash the subscribe button so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. I make a video every day, a different topic, a different subject. They're all interesting, so you can check them all out by hitting the subscribe button and setting your notifications to all so you get an alert when I drop a video. There you go.